Today, I'm going to be finding out if I can win a Stanley Cup in NHL 26 with a 0 overall goaltender. Introducing playoff Hellebuck, 36 overall. He's garbage in every single category. Don't believe me? Just check out his playoff numbers from last year. This guy is not able to stop a beach ball. He's a 0 overall. It says he's 36. That is the lowest that we can go on a Winnipeg Jets squad that honestly isn't horrible. We have some good pieces in the form of Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor. On the back end, we got Josh Morrissey and Neil Pionk, 90 and 87. So this team is not totally lost. The goal of the video is very simple. Win the Winnipeg Jets their very first Stanley Cup in franchise history with the worst goaltender of all time. First off, the salary cap has been disabled. Otherwise, this challenge would be completely impossible. Don't worry, I tried it out before. We are going to have to build a legit super team to counteract the fact that we have the worst goaltender in NHL history. I'm just going to simulate year number 1 and not make any moves. I'm going to wait and see how well or how bad Winnipeg decides to simulate here in NHL 26. Once we figure that out, then we go from there and hopefully add a lot of superstar talent in free agency. And if I got to make a trade here and there, I am totally willing to do so. We did start off pretty hot, but that did not last too long. 19, 18, and 4 to start the season. It is looking like we are overall a very mid hockey team. I'm going to have to build the greatest forward core of all time to counteract the goals against that we are giving up, because it is going to be absolutely nutty. As the weather gets warmer, playoff Hellebuck gets colder. We are definitely not a playoff team. Winnipeg would finish with a very weird record. 32, 39, and 11, 75 points on the season. We made it to overtime a lot. Utah went full-on tank job. 15 overtime losses is absolutely nutty. Colorado will be the best team in the NHL, winning 57 games during the regular season. Tampa Bay was very good. Edmonton was up there. We got Toronto and Washington. And the Winnipeg Jets near the bottom of the NHL. We are in the basement. We have a lot of work to do. Mark Scheifele had 33 goals and 74 points. Kyle Connor had 31 and 70. Morrissey was decent on the back end, but take a look at the minuses. Minus 15, minus 41, minus 12. Oh my God, Neil Pionk was only a minus 5. Good job, buddy. And then Connor Hellebuck, he only played 17 games. What? No! I wanted this man to play all 82, so if we had have had him playing the entire season, we probably would have finished even worse. The man was 0-14, no shutouts, a 709 save percentage, and a 10.5 goals against average. Safe to say that dude was hot ass. Leon Draisaitl is going to lead the league in scoring with 125 points and the most goals. Leon Draisaitl will have the most points in the NHL at 125, and Nathan MacKinnon the most goals at 53. Shout out Nazem Kadri. Washington will end up beating Vegas in Game 7 of the Cup Finals, a rematch of 2018, and not much changed. We got Draisaitl taking home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Nathan MacKinnon the Maurice Richard. Hughes will win the Norris. Alexei Protas, the Conn Smythe, the GOAT. Stuart Skinner is going to win the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Anze Kopitar. All right, that was a horrible season by Winnipeg. Now it is time to get better. We won the draft lottery. Ain't no way. This is exactly what we needed. Gavin McKenna, first overall, the franchise medium playmaker, the guy who can change the face of your franchise. 84 overall off rip. That's a start. We now pick 37th overall, and I got to rely on my shit scouts to try to find me a good superstar to add. What about Lindholm? Two-way guy, probably NHL ready in like 5 seasons, 64 overall with top 6 medium potential. Hispanainen, I mean, offensive defenseman, medium elite potential. He's NHL ready in 5 years. I gotta be honest, I don't know how long this challenge is gonna take. We could be here for a while. This could take 3 years or it could take 13. At this point, I really do not know. I gotta start building my hockey team and seeing how we simulate in NHL 26's sim engine. With no salary cap, the re-sign phase should be very simple and easy. We are going to be able to bring back all the players that I want to bring back. And then free agency is when we add to this hockey team. Trades are going to be tough. I want to keep my draft picks. But the one thing I want to do is I want to add the greatest players that hit unrestricted free agency to the Winnipeg Jets to counteract Connor Hellebuck, who's in the system. Where is Connor Hellebuck? Don't tell me the man retired from the National Hockey League. Oh my God. The video already experiencing troubles. Only after 1 season removed from winning the Vezina, Connor Hellebuyck has decided to retire. No longer a part of the National Hockey League, as he was a 36 overall, and now instead, we got to go out there and replace him with another shit goaltender. Basically, the new plan is going to be recycling these shitty goaltenders. Pretty much every single season, we'll have like a 50 overall or lower, and that's what we got to do. Cole Perfetti is going to re-sign long-term with the Winnipeg Jets. The first order of business is to go ahead and take a look at the lowest overall goaltender that is currently available, and it's Hagens at a 54 overall. That is the guy that is going to lead us to a Stanley Cup in NHL 26. We are going to have a complete coaching change in the offseason. John Cooper, welcome to Winnipeg. Rasmus Andersson is going to reject me. Adrian Kempe is going to sign. Vladimir Tarasenko is headed to Edmonton. Evander Kane to Pittsburgh. Good riddance. So we didn't completely strike out on all the players that I wanted to go after. We got most of them. Adrian Kempe being the best. In theory, Winnipeg should be a little bit better than we were last season. But again, we have the worst goaltending tandem of all time. We got Connor, Scheifele, McKenna on our top line. Nino Niederreiter will play alongside Gabriel Velarde and Adrian Kempe. Nemestikov, Perfetti, and Lambert. Definitely got to improve our bottom six, but we got Mike Matheson, Josh Morrissey, Neil Pionk. Not a bad top four. But here is the issue. We got Garrett and Hagens, 58 and 55 overall netminders. They're probably going to split the games, and they're going to simulate absolutely horrifically. Wait a minute. Why is Patrick Waugh our head coach? I thought John Cooper signed with the team. I have no idea. It's EA Sports at the end of the day. Regardless, I think Winnipeg's slightly better than we were last season. Not the hottest of starts. We are currently 6-15-4, having a terrible season in Winnipeg. This is going to take a while. I know it is. I'm going to have to go through the ringer of free agency year in and year out until I finally accumulate enough talent to counteract the fact that we got the worst goaltending tandem in NHL history. So sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel, grab your popcorn, and enjoy the ride. Winnipeg is going to end up finishing the season dead last in the Central, 27-46-9, only 63 points. Trust the process. Columbus is at the top of the National Hockey League with 55 wins. The Rangers had a good season. Edmonton in the top three. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of shocked to see Columbus doing that well. Maybe they're not poverty. We had a rookie leading our team. Gavin McKenna, 30 goals and 92 points, was also a minus 64. Kyle Connor had 82. Scheifele, 74. Kempe wasn't really that great. We definitely gotta have more talent offensively to counteract these goaltenders, who honestly were not even that bad. An 866 save percentage, an 880 for Hagens. These guys are like 50 overalls. Theoretically, they should be simulating a whole lot worse. I know Connor Hellebuyck was when he was a 0 overall, but that dude called it a career pretty quickly. McDavid's gonna have the most points in the league at 120, and the most goals will go to Adam Fantilli, who had 54. The Carolina Hurricanes finally get it done, as Vegas will lose in the Cup Finals yet again. Trash! We got Logan Stankoven leading the way offensively for the Canes, 31 points. Seth Jarvis had 30, Aho 25, Ehlers 25, former Winnipeg Jet. Jack Eichel was good, Theodore Miller. And let's take a look at the goaltending that the Carolina Hurricanes got. They got a 911 save percentage and a 281 GAA, so we're not going to get anything close to that. We have to be perfect offensively. McDavid the Lindsay, Art Ross and Hart Trophy, Fantilli the Maurice Richard, Quinn Hughes going to win the Norris, Stankoven the Conn Smythe. We got Igor the Vezina and the Selke going to Nico Hischier. We are going to end up winning back-to-back draft lotteries. I don't believe it. We were third, and we moved all the way up to first overall. The best defenseman of the 2010s, Erik Karlsson, has called it a career, not eclipsing 1,000 points. Little bit shocked by that, not gonna lie. Matt Zuccarello is out of here. John Carlson, Ryan Suter, EA Sports' favorite D-man. The dude used to be rated like a 95, 96 overall back in like NHL 15. It was way too high at the time. He was heavily overrated by EA. This is most definitely gonna speed up the process, especially because P. Shorzy is available. We get back-to-back franchise-altering players, 92 overall with franchise-high potential. The offense is going to come. We got the 6-7 pick in the NHL draft. My scouts right now are not really the best, but I got to try to rely on them. Oh my god, I guess I'll take the defenseman. 7th D-man, 52 overall. Not a good pick. We obviously do have to sign Shorzy to his entry-level contract. Will be very easy. Goaltending-wise, these guys are not going to come back, I don't think. Actually, yes. They're still here. 61 and 58 overall. Maybe I'll just resign cycle through every single free agency and find the worst goaltenders possible. Oh my, do we ever have some good options. Cale Makar, 97 overall defenseman. I don't know if he's going to want to sign here. We're going to have to give him the max. We are going to have to up that contract all the way to 19 mil. $19.1 million over the next 7 seasons with a full no movement clause. Sidney Crosby is also available, a little bit older. Still a 93 overall at age 39. So we're going to give this guy the bag as well. He deserves it. I mean, it's Sidney Crosby, for God's sake. 16.9 mil. Vince Dunn would be a great defenseman to pick up as well. I'm just going to go ahead and offer all these good players contracts. Cale Makar did not accept my offer. He ended up signing with the Blackhawks. Drew Doughty's going to come to Winnipeg. Nico Hischier absolutely flaked me. Sidney Crosby, though, he's here. Vince Dunn is headed to Pittsburgh. Dude, I offered these guys literally all max contracts, and only half of them signed with me. Turning off the salary cap makes things very challenging trying to sign players. It really does. I thought it would be easy, but a lot of these guys snake you in the end. They make you think they want to be here and then eventually sign somewhere else in free agency as we now head into season number 3. Our top 6 is very nice. We got Connor, McKenna, Shorzy, 92, 89, and 93. Sid will play alongside Scheifele and Kempe. Perfetti, Velarde, and Iafallo. Defensively, Neil Pionk, I'm going to put him up on the top line. We picked up Drew Doughty in the offseason. Mike Matheson is still here. And then, of course, goaltending-wise, we got Garrett and Hagen, 63 and 59 overall, both absolutely trash. Good luck. We ended up locking up Josh Morrissey for the next 5 seasons. The man is 32 years old. Definitely going to regress eventually, but we won't have to worry about the contract too long, as Winnipeg is looking forward to year number 3 after back-to-back seasons of missing the playoffs. Not the greatest of starts to the season. Winnipeg, of course, is basically playing handicapped with no goaltenders, but as time goes on, I will have more opportunities to sign better players in free agency, and maybe I'll make a trade or two here and there. Unfortunately, yet again, another season where Winnipeg will not make the playoffs. 38, 37, and 7, 83 points on the season. We're not like bottom of the barrel, but we're not very good either. Shout out to the Florida Panthers winning the President's Trophy, going 57, 18, and 7. Individually, Gavin McKenna has arrived, 28 goals, 113 points. Kyle Connor had 110, Crosby 91 as a 40-year-old. Shorzy only had 51 goals. That total is going to go up the longer we simulate. Morrissey was decent, Kempe was all right, but in goal, we have the worst goaltenders the National Hockey League has ever seen. It's going to be tough to win. McDavid again is going to lead the league in scoring, 122 points. The most goals will go to Kaprizov. It is Kaprizov. The Dallas Stars finally get it done as they defeat New York in Game 7 of the Cup Finals. We got Artemi Panarin actually showing up come playoff time. 12 goals, 32 points. Rico Rantanen had 28. Zabinaj had 26. Laff had 23. I guess he's not a bust. McDavid to Lindsay. Kaprizov to Maurice Richard. Art Ross and Hart Trophy will also go to Connor. We got Makar on Chicago winning the Norris. Rantanen the Conn Smythe. Dustin Wolf the Vezina. And Austin Tomiak Matthews the Selke. We are not going to get lucky yet again and win the draft lottery, obviously. Anaheim is going to take the cake. First overall. San Jose second. And we got St. Louis third. Goodbye to Steven Stamkos at 38 years old, drafted in 08. He had 1,300 points. We got Nicholas Backstrom calling it a career, although the guy has been retired for like 3-4 years at this point. Brent Burns is out of here. Jonathan Taves, Chris Letang, and Drew Doughty. All right, we are going to be selecting 12th overall in the NHL entry draft as we continue to suck. Wait a minute. Matti Hamalainen, welcome to Winnipeg. Elite medium potential, defensive defenseman, 65 overall. That is a damn good pick. I have to thank my scouts. We are still in the drafting process where we're not a competitive hockey team. It's tough, I'm not gonna lie. We are, of course, gonna bring back Sid the Kid Crosby, 40 years old, 92 overall, bring him back on a 1-year contract. Give him the bag. He deserves it. All right, free agency yet again. Zach Werenski's available. I'm just gonna try my damnedest to bring all of these players to Winnipeg. Zach Werenski is gonna end up saying no. Capo Caco is gonna join Winnipeg. Ovi is headed to Anaheim. And again, it's a lot tougher than it looks to sign everybody when there is no salary cap. At the end of the day, I can't complain. I just got to keep it pushing forward and try to bring the Winnipeg Jets a Stanley Cup in NHL 26. Now, on paper, our team does look very good. We got Connor, McKenna, Shorzy on our top line, Kempe alongside Sid and Perfetti, Lambert with Scheifele and Kakko, and then Kane, Velarde, and a 70 overall, Kevin He. Defensively, I'm just waiting until I pick up actual legit superstars. We got Morrissey and Pionk, who are here from the beginning. Hamilton alongside Matheson, and then we got a 78 and 75, which does not bode well, as these two goaltenders also got a little bit better. They're up to a 63 overall. Still complete utter trash. The only way to counteract that is to score more goals than you give up, which in this case is damn near impossible. All right, let's go another season here in NHL 26. Eventually, I'm going to find enough talent to surround Winnipeg with a competent super team that will be good enough to absolutely fill the back of the net, while we're also getting our own net filled. Good news, right now we're sitting at a winning record, 16, 15, and 2. Although we're pretty close to 500, Central isn't really a great division right now, as we are second with a pretty shit record. Hopefully that remains the case for the rest of the season, and we can finally make the playoffs and have some interesting hockey on our schedule. It seems like the division has woken up. We have plummeted all the way down to 6th in the Central with a record of 29, 28, and 5. We are the most mid team in all of hockey, and we have yet to play in a single playoff game in the video. I have to get to work. Unfortunately, there's not really anybody at the deadline I would go after. We got guys like Philip Hronik, Darcy Kemper, Adam Pelech, Mikey Anderson. Nobody really that's going to put us over the top. We got another losing season in the books as Winnipeg goes 39, 38, and 5. Technically, we were above 500, not if you include overtime losses, but still, we missed the playoffs. The goal is to win a Stanley Cup. We're not even becoming close to that. We got a lot of work to do to catch up to guys like Edmonton, Tampa Bay, Florida Mini. We suck right now. Luckily, we do have some saving graces in the form of Gavin McKenna and Shorzy, although Shorzy, I love it, man. The dude does not produce when he's on my hockey team. Kyle Connor had 93 points. Shorzy had 328 penalty minutes, spending a lot of time in the sin bin. Crosby had 70 points, Morrissey 57, and then goaltending wise, again, we just have the worst goaltending, an 885, an 878. We're giving up like 3-4 goals against per game. We gotta have like the greatest skating core of all time. Shout out McDavid, yet again leading the NHL in scoring. The man had 123 points. The most goals will go to Kirill Kaprizov, who had 61. Chicago, you are champions yet again. Bedard has led the Blackhawks back to a Stanley Cup over the Blue Jackets in a Game 7. Makar, though, he was probably the biggest addition to this team. We almost had him in the offseason. He absolutely snaked us. Probably going to win the Conn Smythe with 7 goals, 32 points. Kent Johnson had 31. Voronikov had 30. Fantilli 29. And Bedsy with 10 goals and 25 points. McDavid again, the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Kaprizov, the Maurice Richard. Bouchard's going to win his first ever Norris. Makar will take home the Conn Smythe. We got Otter the Vezina and the Selke to Matty Beniers. Give us another first overall pick. We don't get it. We are going to instead stay at 10th overall. St. Louis will win the draft lottery. Corey Perry is calling it a career. Goodbye to Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, Jordan Eberle, and Jeff Skinner. Oilers legend. NHL draft yet again. We have missed the playoffs every single season of the video as I try to build a super team here in Winnipeg. But as of right now, I got to go with the goaltender. Now, we're not going to be able to use him, but we can potentially trade Marco Granlund. Elite medium potential, 49 overall. Maybe he's got some trade value. I have still yet to make a single trade. Let me get Gavin McKenna signed long-term. Crosby, I mean, the dude's down to an 86. I'll probably bring him back just because he's a legend. We really have to go out there in free agency and get some legit number one guys that can lead this squad to at least a playoff position, because as of right now, we are just absolutely terrible in goal and defensively too. We got Morrissey at an 89, Hamilton 88, and then Pionk 87, and everybody else sucks on our decor. Unrestricted free agency has to be my bread and butter, where I really go out and get legit superstars, but the problem is none of these guys really want to play in Winnipeg. I don't blame them. Nazem Kadri is going to reject my offer. Miro Heiskanen, no, we lost him to the Florida Panthers. Artemi Panarin's coming to Winnipeg. Ovi is headed to Winnipeg, as well as Rasmus Sandin. All right, Winnipeg, you finally have yourselves a roster. Shorzy, McKenna, Connor. We got Breadman with Sid and Kempe. Kako alongside Lambert and Perfetti. Fourth on is great, 85 or higher. Defensively, we got a lot better. I'm going to throw Morrissey up there with Thomas Harley. We got Neil Pionk, Adam Pelech, Sandin, and Lacombe. And then in goal, a 58 and a 64 overall goaltending tandem. Will it be enough? We are changing the leadership culture here in Winnipeg. Josh Morrissey's getting stripped of the C. It's being handed over to Shorzy. Shorzy. McKenna can grab an A, and then on the back end, newest member, Thomas Harley, assistant captain. Deal with it. Looking at our roster, this should be no doubt our best season so far. Not exactly sure if we're going to be a playoff team. I guess time will tell. But man, I really got to start improving. Otherwise, it feels like I'm just banging my head into the wall consistently year after year, missing the postseason. We got to have some sort of improvement eventually. Otherwise, this video is damn near impossible. Yeah, the season's not going well. We are 17, 21, and 4, still struggling to find a winning record, dead last in the Central Division, and now I'm starting to get angry. We have been at this for 5 seasons now, and still no progress. Something definitely has to give. All right, now let me take a look. I might use up my draft picks and grab a guy like Will Eklund, 90 overall playmaker, doesn't have a lot of trade value. This will be the first trade of the video. I am sick and tired of losing. I'm giving up my first rounders. We're going to go 2032nd, 2034, add in a second and a third. I don't really care. The draft picks are not working out so far. Consider it a done deal. They feel guilty? Well, how about not? Because we haven't won jack shit the entire video. All of that changes now. I am no nonsense, no BS, just like the New York Rangers, who decided to not score any goals at home. 34, 39, and 9. 77 points on the season. Yet again, Winnipeg were not very good. Luckily, we did pick up Will Eklund. Oh my God, the Panthers won 62 games. Edmonton is still great. Washington in the top 3. We got Dallas and Buffalo doing well. Gavin McKenna, I don't mean to be rude, but man, you got to score more than 128 points. Also, only 30 goals. It's unacceptable. Shorzy only had 104. Connor 100. Breadman had 70 and was a minus 40. Fucking bum. Crosby had 53. Morrissey 53. And then our goaltenders, again, these guys are never going to put up a 900 save percentage. We're actually lucky that they're not like low 40s. I mean, our backup grew all the way up to a 58 overall just by playing. Like, they're not bottom of the barrel. Well, they kind of are. It could get worse is what I'm saying. McDavid's going to win the scoring title yet again. 133 points. He's been so dominant. And then Rantanen and Dry are going to tie in goals, both having 64. Not a playoff team is crazy. We actually live in a universe where the Philadelphia Flyers are Stanley Cup champions again. God damn. They also beat Mini, which is absolutely hilarious. The Edmonton Oilers are the Edmonton Oilers. Quinn Hughes is going to win the Norris. The Conn Smythe to Trevor Zegras, Michigan man. Sergei Bobrovsky, the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Adam Fan. Wait. Sergei Bobrovsky in the year 2030 wins the Vezina. Is the guy not like 41, 42 years old? How on earth is he still dominating at a top level on Florida? Winnipeg is not getting that good luck anymore. We are going to select 8th overall as the St. Louis Blues climb all the way from 11th to number 1. It is absolutely rigged. The good news is we can either get a defenseman or a forward to bring to Winnipeg. I think I'm going to go with the D-man. Perez Hagen, medium elite potential, defensive defenseman. Welcome to the Jets. 81 overall out of the gate? Damn. That has got to be one of the craziest picks I've ever seen. I'll take Krupp, power forward, top 6 medium. He is listed as a gem. 63 overall with top 6 mediums. Not too bad. Something has to change. I got to find my way around losing. Lock up P. Shorzy long term on like a 17, 18, maybe even 19 mil doll. All right, some things got to change. I got to re-sign P. Shorzy, and I have to find a way to start winning. Whether it be making more trades, whether it be just signing more players. Maybe I'm not asking enough of them to come to Winnipeg. 19.1 over the next 8 seasons for Shorzy. Will Eklund is another guy we got to sign. I will lock this man up long term. We'll go like 15, 16 mil, and that should safely bring him back to Winnipeg. Next season, our goaltending tandem might arguably get even worse. We got a 59 and 51 overall. I legitimately could be here all day. Wyatt Johnston, do you want to come to Winnipeg? I will pay for literally all of your expenses while also paying you like $19 million. The literal max that we can give to try to bring Wyatt Johnston to the city of Winnipeg. We are going to go 7-year contract, 19.1 with a full no movement clause. Jack Hughes is available at 29 years of age. Literally the perfect guy to add to our forward core. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to end up signing. We also do need to go out and find a brand new head coach. Obviously, Patrick Waugh was not the guy. Maybe Rick Tocchet, although we want to build an offensively minded team. Chris Knobloch is our guy. He's got an A+. We are going to lock this man up on a long-term contract, 5 years. Give the man the maximum amount of dollars I can give. to ensure that Chris Knobloch will sign with the Winnipeg Jets and become the brand new head coach. Brad Wheel, I'm going to need your ass to wheel to Winnipeg. There we go. We finally have a serviceable head coach behind the bench. Josh Norris is going to reject my offer, as well as Wyatt Johnston. Tkachuk, though, he's headed to Winnipeg. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Jack Hughes is going to sign with St. Louis. Brendan Carlo's headed to Winnipeg. So we missed out on the best players yet again. I am somehow going to try to keep it positive. Our top line is going to remain the same. We got Will Eklund alongside Capo Caco and Adrian Kempe, Tkachuk, Lambert, and Velarde, and then Ovi, McLeod, and Heineman. Defensively, we should be a little bit better. Harley will play alongside Josh Morrissey, Gerard with Brendan Carlo, and then Jackson Lacombe and Neil Pionk. And then we got a 62 and 60 overall netminders that are not going to be stopping a lot of rubber. We are now 6 years and counting into the video. I have yet to lose my mind, but I feel like it's coming close. Winnipeg has the best team so far, best roster on paper. Let's see if we can actually make the postseason and take that next step. Either that or we end up missing the playoffs yet again. One of those options is a lot better for my mental health as we start out this season 5-1. I'm not going to get too excited. I know things can change pretty quickly. Holy titties, 14-4-1 is the record of Winnipeg in November. We ain't never been this good. I don't believe it. I'm going to try to contain my excitement a little bit, but I have a feeling that we are going to be a damn good hockey team this season. Please, Winnipeg, do not prove me wrong. Here we are at the trade deadline, making a move, using our draft picks to try to make the Winnipeg Jets a better hockey team. Right now, though, we're great. 41, 20, and 3. We got 2 firsts and 2 seconds for Brant Clark from the Los Angeles Kings. It's a done deal. I'm going to be able to re-sign him with unlimited salary cap. Welcome to Winnipeg. Unfortunately, that does mean Jackson Lacombe has to come out. 89 overall, Brant Clark. I mean, our forward core is great. D-core now is looking good, especially chemistry-wise. This is a good hockey team. Dare I say, things are turning around here in Winnipeg as we try to march towards our very first playoff berth of the entire video. Finally, the Winnipeg Jets have done it. And no, I don't mean win the Stanley Cup. We are finally a playoff team. 56, 23, and 3, top of the Central Division. It has been a long 6 seasons to get here, but I'm so thankful that we're finally here. I don't have to suffer away at the basement of the Central. We're the best team in the NHL. Suck my nuts. Gavin McKenna took what I said to heart. The man goes out and scores 54 goals, 141 points. Shoresy had 61 and 115. Tkachuk had 107. That was a great pickup. Kyle Connor with 45 goals and 82 points. Will Eklund was great. The offense of this team has finally come alive with still absolute shitty goaltending. An 8.81 and an 8.79. It's not the bottom of the barrel. It could get a lot worse, but it's definitely the worst in the National Hockey League. I fully believe this challenge would not be possible if we still had Connor Hellebuck at a 36 overall. McKenna, the most points at 141. The most goals is going to end up going to Shoresy as Winnipeg dominates. Finally, and for the first time in the video, we are in the postseason and we are up against the Seattle Kraken in round number 1. Their forward core is complete dookie, especially compared to ours. They don't really have anything. Matty Beniers is their best player at an 88 overall. Defensively, trash. But in goal, they have a massive advantage with an 82 overall. Joey Decord. That is how bad Winnipeg's goaltending is. As we try to win our first playoff series of the video, Seattle does not stand a goddamn chance. We have an opportunity. Game 6 in Seattle on the road to advance to round number 2. First period, we have a 1-1 tie. Forsling and Shoresy. Second period, we go up by 2. Thomas Harley and Kyle Connor. A massive third incoming as Seattle only has 19 shots. There it is. Thomas Harley's second of the night will extend our lead, but Cato will get them back in the game. It's only a 2-goal lead. We are not out of the woods yet. I fully believe that no lead is safe with the goaltending that we have on this roster. All right, Winnipeg, I decided to hop in. We got a minute remaining, a 5-2 lead, and I just want to see us celebrate. I know it might not happen this season, at least when it comes to winning the Stanley Cup, but we're going to get a playoff victory, hopefully. Banking on the fact that our goalie does not give up 3 goals in the final 40 seconds here in the third period. Shoresy, Heineman, McKenna, all these greats in Winnipeg right now. They are trying to kill the clock and get our first playoff series victory in the P. Shoresy era. 32 seconds remain. What can we do? Nice shot there by Kyle Connor. We got Connor out there with Shoresy and McKenna, and we are just absolutely peppering Joey Decord. And then P. Shoresy will bury his second of the night. That is goal number 10 of the series. He absolutely tore up Seattle, and we are headed to round number 2. We are now going to move on to the reigning defending Cup champs in Chicago. Actually, I don't even know if they're reigning defending. Regardless, they won a Stanley Cup with Bedsy before. They're going to be a good team. Bedsy's up to a 94 overall, but I got to be honest, the rest of the forward core is absolutely horrific. Frank Nazar is only an 86, Zaka 85. They do have Cale Makar, that's good, 97 overall defenseman, and an 88 overall starting netminder. Let's keep this wagon rolling, Winnipeg. We steamrolled the Kraken in round 1. Let's do the exact same thing to the Chicago Blackhawks. They cannot stop our offense. Scoring 7 and 9 in the first 2 games, but we end up dropping games 3 and 4, and we are in the same exact situation. On the road in game 6 with the opportunity to head to the conference finals. First period, we're down by 2. Not good. Second period, it is only a 1-goal deficit. Neil Pionk and Matthew Tkachuk have our goals, and right now, Winnipeg, they have the opportunity to tie this game up. Chicago getting outshot, but there it is. Frank Nazar will score on Ashton, extending the lead to 2. Can the Blackhawks force a Game 7 back in Winnipeg with the whiteout in full effect? This is going to be tough. It all comes down to this. Game 7 on home ice. First period, we're down by 1. God damn it! Pavel Zacha. Second period, we reclaim the lead. Adrian Kempe, Thomas Harley, and Matthew Tkachuk. We got a 1-goal lead entering the third. Not a lot of shots for Chicago. That is going to change, but Will Eklund will extend our lead to 2 on Spencer Knight. Lucas Reichel gets them back to within 1. Chicago is not out of this hockey game, but Kyle Connor is making it damn near impossible for the Blackhawks to come back. We got a minute remaining in the third period, 1:21 to be exact. Winnipeg is up by 2 over the Blackhawks, and we have an opportunity to head to the Stanley Cup Finals. Will Eklund getting a little mini breakaway. He's going to shoot it wide, though. Cale Makar, you should have signed with our team, buddy. I know you got a Stanley Cup with Chicago, but you could have had a dynasty here in Winnipeg. 40 seconds remain. It is absolutely sloppy hockey in the neutral zone right now. Shorzy getting pinned on the wall. He's going to play it back to Josh Morrissey. Just trying to kill the clock right now are the Jets. Will Eklund deking in his own zone. A horrible deke. And here come the Blackhawks trying to get a shot on goal. Probably the most sloppy hockey I've ever seen the computers play. They are doing nothing out here but turning the puck over in the neutral zone. Like, this is crazy. Lucas Reichel. He's into the zone, taking a shot, a good save. Horsey with less than 10 seconds remaining. An empty net to shoot at. We are going to miss it. But at the end of the day, it will not matter. Your Winnipeg Jets are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals, backed by a 50 overall goaltender. The worst goaltending tandem in the entirety of the National Hockey League, and we still win 3 playoff series. The best team in the Western Conference are the Jets, and we beat Cale Makar and the Chicago Blackhawks. Finally, some success here in Winnipeg. It took us 6 damn seasons, but finally we are off to the Cup Final. I gotta be out of my mind. That was literally the second round, you dumbass. We still have to play the Vegas Golden Knights in the Western Conference Finals. How stupid can I be? They got Eichel and Marner, 96 and 94. Dorofeyev, who's going off in real life. They picked up Wyatt Johnston and Nazem Kadri, 2 guys we offered contracts to. They're definitely the best team we played so far. Hannafin's still great, but the rest of the D-core kind of sucks. And in goal, no matter who they have, it's still going to be a much better starting goaltender than what we are putting out on the ice. And Aiden Hill is not that good. Let's see what we can do. Conference Finals against the Vegas Golden Knights. We split the first 2 games, take control in game number 3. Can we go up 3-1? We absolutely dominated them 10-3. And now we have the opportunity to head to the Cup Finals for real this time. We got a 3-1 series lead. Let's take it one shift at a time. We're down by 3 entering the third. We're going to have to wait till game 6. I desperately do not want to go to a game 7. First period, luckily, we got a 2-0 lead. Tkachuk and Shorzy. Second period, we extend it to 3. There ain't no way Vegas is not scoring a goal in this hockey game. If they do, we might truly have the EA Sim engine on our side. There it is. Ivan Barbashev on the power play. I knew that shutout was not going to last. 7 minutes remaining in the third. Winnipeg is so close to the Cup Finals. The bad news is we are killing a penalty for 1:40. We are on the PK with a minute remaining in the third period. Tkachuk, he goes cross ice to Lambert. Brad Lambert's going to skate that puck to the line, and he's going to dump it in deep. Go after it, Brendan Carlo. That's your puck, buddy. Carlo plays it back to the line. Kachuk. Oh my God. That was nutty. 50 seconds remain in the third period. We are going to win the draw. And oh my Lord, it is Samuel Girard sniping it top cheddar, his 6th of the postseason. That will extend our lead to 3, and Winnipeg, they are headed to the Cup final. Finally. And we are going to face the Buffalo Sabres in the Stanley Cup finals. Of course, it's Buffalo, a historically bad hockey team and franchise that suddenly is very good in NHL 26. They probably got the EA Sim engine on their side. Benson, Thompson, Forrester, Forsberg alongside Ostlund and Roseland. Yeah, this team is not good. Not good offensively. Defensively, though, they got Power and Dahlin, a 95 and 91. That trumps anything that we have. And then in goal, it is not even remotely close. Devin Levi at an 88 overall. Uh-oh. We are now going to find out what are the Winnipeg Jets made of. We got a 2-0 series lead. We end up getting dominated in Game 3. And now in Game 5 on home ice, we have the opportunity to get it done. The Stanley Cup is in the building. First period, no score. Second period, we got a 1-0 lead. We are going to watch the entirety of the third period. We have the lead, although it's only 1-0. We got a lot of time remaining here in the third. 20 hard miles, Winnipeg. 20 hard miles, and we are Stanley Cup champions with the worst goaltending duo of all time. Gavin McKenna, he's into the zone, getting board played. 18:45 remaining. That clock cannot tick down quick enough. 2-on-1 forming, though. Forrester coming in. He's going wide. He's going to get bumped off the puck. Great defending. The Winnipeg Jets through the neutral zone. All the way over to Adrian Kempe. He's going to shoot on Devin Levi. Get any shot on goal right now. Anything will happen. One shot is all it's going to take. Gavin McKenna. He's into the zone. McKenna. He takes a shot, and a great save by Devin Levi. Out in front. Nobody's going to pick up the puck. Winnipeg has got full pressure in the offensive zone, and Samuel Girard will walk down Main Street and bury it in the back of the net. That is goal number 7 for Girard, and it is a beauty. With the Stanley Cup in the building, he walks right down the middle and bombs it like Barack Obama, baby. A beauty of a snipe. He's Shorzy with 43 points in the postseason. McKenna's got 35. I believe Kyle Connor had 31. That is a damn good trio. Our top line has been going to work in the postseason. You mean to tell me the first time we make it in, we're actually going to get it done? Okay, I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. The Winnipeg Jets are not that great of a hockey team. Brad Lambert, I gotta believe that we're shit right now. Shit on the team, don't have hope, and you will not be let down when we ultimately collapse here to Buffalo in the third period. Ostlund, he's into the zone, over to Rosen. Rosen finding Philip Forsberg, takes a shot. No! How does that go in? Philip Forsberg finds the back of the net and brings the Sabres back to within 1. Still lots of time left in the third. 12:21 remaining. We're only halfway there. Shots are 28-21 for the Jets, but we're only holding on by 1. We know the goaltending here in Winnipeg is a bit suspect. Shorzy entering the zone. He's going to stop up, finding it in the middle. Was that Gabe Velarde? I have no idea who number 49 is on our roster. Tage Thompson, though, making a deke. He's going to turn it over to McKenna. Here comes Gavin McKenna the other way. Stride deking in the middle and gets a good shot on Levi. That is what we need right now. We need to absolutely pepper Devin Levi. That is the only way we're going to win. That is the only way we're going to extend our lead. Benson turns the puck over to Neil Pionk. Pionk, why are you trying to put it in your own net? Here comes Will Eklund. Eklund goes cross ice to an offside Shorzy. Typical computer AI going offside in the CPU game. Some things really never change, huh? Come on, Winnipeg. Harley hands it off to Kakko. Kakko into the zone. He's going to body the defender. Kakko centering it. Nice save there by Levi. Somehow he got a piece of that on his glove. Out to Kempe. Rebound, and Devin Levi again comes up big and will keep the Buffalo Sabres in this game. 6:38 left to play. Here in the third period, the shots are 31-21. We got full pressure in the offensive zone. They turn it over in the middle. Kakko, rebound. Somebody get on it. We had an opportunity to extend our lead yet again. Kakko down low. Morrissey finding Kempe. Kempe getting cross-checked, but we are headed to the power play, baby. You can't do that. Regardless if it's the Stanley Cup Finals or Game 1 of the regular season, you can't do that. You just can't do that. You're not allowed. Winnipeg, I don't need to tell you guys how massive this is. A perfect opportunity to extend our lead with 4:45 remaining in the third period. Come on, Jets. I can't believe it. I'm cheering for the Winnipeg Jets right now. They're going to move it up. Here comes Forrester in the offensive zone, and Ashton luckily makes the save and is forced to cover it up. 4 minutes remaining in the third. Still a minute remaining on the PK. Here comes Shorzy shorthanded. He's into the zone. He's going to wire one right off his own teammate shin pads while he did the goddamn stanky leg. Uh-oh, here come the Sabres. Back to 5-on-5. Out in front. Good defending by Morrissey. Shorzy is going to skate that puck. Cross ice to McKenna. Gavin McKenna into the zone. McKenna finding Neal. Pionk off the shin pads again. McKenna on the backhander, and he is denied by Devin Levi. He gets a chance again. Tkachuk, backdoor feed, and somehow we find a way to make it go in. Gavin McKenna will grab his 14th of the playoff run, giving us the 2-goal lead here in Winnipeg. What an unbelievable save it was by Levi, but in the end, the puck squirted free on the tape of Gavin McKenna, our number 1 centerman, with a wide open net. He makes no mistakes about it, and he buries it, extending our lead to 2. Gavin McKenna, you absolute beauty. We are a minute remaining here in the third with an opportunity to raise the Stanley Cup. Gavin McKenna with another turnover. He's been massive in this third. Eklund, what was that? Will Eklund, you are making me regret trading for you right now. I don't know what the hell that was. A backhand shovel pass to the goaltender. I guess we get an offensive zone draw out of it. Eklund to the middle to Shorzy. Rebound, and we bury it. It is none other than McKenna yet again. Right place, right time, and he buries it in the back of the net. He is absolutely unbelievable. When you need him the most, he is there for your hockey team, as that will pretty much do it here in the third period of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Winnipeg Jets have finally got it done, winning a Stanley Cup with the worst goalie of all time. Unfortunately, he was not a 0 overall. Connor Hellebuck literally retired after 1 season. God love him. But Winnipeg took a long 6 seasons to get the job done, win the Stanley Cup. We had like a 58 and 61 overall goalie, I believe, so it was pretty much equal to a 0 in the National Hockey League when other teams had like 80s as their lowest overall for a goaltender. Shorzy, 21 goals, 45 points, probably had over 100 penalty minutes. He's the complete package. He's our captain for a reason, and he is going to lead the Winnipeg Jets to a Stanley Cup. We selected him first overall. We got back-to-back first overall picks in the form of Gavin McKenna and P. Shorzy. We were inherently very lucky early on despite the losing, and ultimately it paid off in the end. Shorzy is going to raise the Stanley Cup. Winnipeg, you deserve this. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. What can I say about P. Shorzy? 21 goals, 45 points. The man only had 35 penalty minutes. For him, that's very good. McKenna had 37 and 15. Kyle Connor, 19 goals and 31 points. Our offense was literally firing on all cylinders. Thomas Harley was almost point per game. Tkachuk was point per game. Kempe, Capo Caco had 14 points. And then for our goaltender, he actually almost gave us a 900 save percentage at a 64 overall, allowing 3 goals against per game. It was our offense that that won us it, and for good reason as well. No salary cap equals super team equals winning Stanley Cups equals doing whatever I can to flood our offense because our goaltender was garbage. Shorzy, McKenna, and Connor led the postseason in scoring. Then we'd have to go down to Philip Forsberg, Kempe's there, Eklund, Kachuk. Look how many Winnipeg Jet players are in like the top 10. It is unbelievable. As Winnipeg, for the first time in franchise history, can call themselves Stanley Cup champs. McKenna is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Shorzy the Maurice Richard, Dahlin the Norris, Shorzy the Conn Smythe, and Knight will take home the Vezina, and we have the Selke Trophy going to Quinton Byfield. It was a hard road for Winnipeg. We were not good for a long time. 5 losing seasons in a row with Connor Hellebuyck and then with a bunch of bums between the pipes. We didn't score enough offense. We lost a lot of games, and then our very first playoff run ever in this video, we get the job done. A Cinderella story if I've ever seen one here in Winnipeg. Shorzy led the team by example. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 50K. Here's a little teaser. If you guys stayed this long, we have a video that is absolutely a banger in the works. This was a very fun video to make. I finally somewhat rebuilt Winnipeg. This is all you're going to get, Jets fans. I thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.